Coming up. Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Remember, you're good-looking, so always looking for and finding the good. And here you found the goodest good possible, the greatest show about happiness, joy on the internet. Finding happiness and joy with Edwin and Barry. There is no greater show on earth. Welcome. Get ready. Buckle up, because you're about to find happiness and joy.
In the screen, myself is coming.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now, how can I make the categorical statement, wonderful Edwin, that all the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are tuning in and watching the Happiness and Joy podcast with us are all good looking? Because by definition, if they tuned in to listen about happiness and joy, it means they're always looking for and finding the good in life. That's a good looking person, looking for and finding the good in life. I'm honored to tell you that my name is Barry Shore, known as the Ambassador of Joy, and my dear beloved colleague, wonderful Edwin Edinbury, who is the Chief Happiness Officer in life. So first of all, a huge hello to everyone here. Okay, wonderful Edwin, let's tee it up and begin. Today's overarching idea comes from about, I think, almost 1,186 emails that we got or communications, and people are saying something about what we talked, I think, last week about the T word. It's called transformation. And I'm going to say just up front and tee it up for you to hit it out of the park or hit the golf ball, whatever whichever sport you like when hitting the ball. And that is that people are often looking for information about happiness and joy. Well, there's plenty of it out there. They're looking for inspiration about happiness and joy, which is great. But we all know the inspiration is good for now. And then tomorrow morning, what people are really looking for and why they tune in to listen to you and to me is because they're looking for the T word, transformation.
Yes.
So, dear beloved Edwin, first of all, a little bit about your background and how do people transform their lives so they're living in happiness every single day, no matter the circumstances. Well, how do you do this?
Well, Barry, first of all, they come in joy, right? That's why the Ambassador of Joy is right here with us. But I can tell you though, folks, Edwin, I am Edwin Edinbury, and I'm your Chief Happiness Officer. And yes, I am combining my energy with the energy of the Ambassador of Joy. So we cover all the angles, okay? So when somebody say, well, I don't really care about happiness, I care about joy, we say, okay, we got you covered, okay? When somebody say, hey, I don't know about joy, but it's happiness, hey, you are covered. So either way, you are covered. You are in the presence where you get to be, either it's happiness or it's joy or it's a combination of both, you are totally covered. Well, I went out on the field and I interviewed over 1,000 individuals on the subject of happiness. When you talk to that many people, folks, you start to know a thing or two about happiness. So when we talk about transformation, I think it starts just from awareness. Okay, it starts from awareness. The awareness that you have some control over your own happiness. Now, how do we get there? Well, we have been trained that happiness is an emotion. And yes, it is true. It is an emotion. We are telling you right now, we are encouraging you right now, we are teaching you right now that you cannot with happiness as an emotion. Because if you do that, you are completely powerless. So what we want to do is we want to transform you from happiness as an emotion to happiness as a skill. When you look at it as happiness as a skill, just that awareness alone, that empower you. So here is the way it goes. When you are at the level of happiness as an emotion, you are completely powerless. Okay, in other words, if things are going well in your life, you are very happy. But when things are not going well, you're very unhappy. You're going through emotional roller coaster. That's too much wear and tear on your body. It's too much wear and tear on your soul, on your very existence. So we want to stabilize that. So we want to transform you from pure emotional to happiness as a skill. Now, you might still say, hey, but I don't know all the skills that I need to know. You may even say, I don't know anything about how to be happy. But that's good. Just by being aware of the fact that you can control that, it changes everything. So, Barry, that's what I see as transformation. That's what I see as moving the narrative. And now let's put a little bit of joy into that.
We're going to sprinkle the pixie dust right in there. So I got to tell everybody that personally, I look forward to this podcast being with Edwin with real joy and happiness. It's really, it raises me up. I just want to reiterate the pieces that he said. The first step in learning how to become the best you possible, which means living in joy daily, no matter the circumstances, being happy on a regular basis. The first step is the big A, just like the first letter of the alphabet. A for awareness. When you are aware that you are on a roller coaster, as Edwin said so elegantly.
Like that. It's up and down, up and down.
That may be good to go to the theme park once in a while, but that's not a way to live. Hello, because now you are being swayed by other and by circumstance. When you learn happiness and joy as a skill, you are in control. Wait a minute, Barry Shore, I'm in control? That's right. When you learn the skill of being happy, learn the skill of living in joy daily, you're in control. Isn't that a wonderful place to be? Then you can be happier, healthier, and wealthier. Who doesn't want that? So one of the things that we're going to do on this session is Edwin and I are going to give you each one practical tool, one practical tip that you can internalize, utilize, and leverage in your life from now and forever, because you are aware. You are an A being, an aware being.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask my dear friend and colleague, Edwin, would you please share one tip, one practical tool that people can put in their skill toolbox and use on a daily basis? Can we do that?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We can definitely do that. So here is the deal. I want to give a little background before you even go to that point, okay? And that background is this. We are very good at making lists of stuff, especially when we go shopping. We make a list of all the items we want, right? We make a list of our to-do things, we're very good at making lists. So I'm going to have you use that experience that you have of making lists, but this time I want you to make two sets of lists, okay? List number one are all the things that make you unhappy. Okay, that's list number one. All the things, Now I start with the list number one of things that make you unhappy, not because I gravitate towards that, but it's because I know people kind of are able to say things they don't like and things they don't want before they say the things that they do want, okay? So they struggle with that. So start with a list of all the things that make you unhappy, and then let it be as long as possible. Don't hold back, okay? Then on the other side, on the right-hand side, so the list of the things that make you unhappy is on the left side. On the right-hand side, just do the opposite of those things, okay? So you don't have to think about the things that make you happy. Just do the opposite of the things that make you unhappy. And then you have a list of the things that make you happy. Folks, I'm telling you, if you practice this very simple exercise, maybe even at the beginning, do it once a month, okay? Because some people might say, that's too much work, try to do it daily, right? But do it initially once a month, and then bring it down to once a week. As you become really good at it, get it down to on a daily basis. What's going to happen is you're going to find your list get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. and to the point where you can truly be happy 24/7. And I know some of you are going to have questions about that. So we're going to get to that one later on. Can you be happy 24/7? The answer is yes. And we can share with you a few skills that you can do. But for now, start with that list. A list of the things that make you unhappy. Find the opposite. You have the list of the things that make you happy. You practice that and focus on the things that make you happy. You are going to become gradually, it's not overnight, you're going to become gradually a happier being. Now, Barry, tell me, how do you interwoven joy into that simple mathematics?
Again, this is such a treat to be with Edwin and to share with everybody. SHARE is a great acronym that stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy. See, the part of what Edwin is sharing with you and me is that when you are happier, yes, healthier, and wealthier, guess what happens? You become a channel of that to the outside world, which, by the way, was going to make you happy as well. You're going to be happier because you're sharing with other people. And when you do that and become the best you, the world lights up much more. And as Edwin said, the goal, you can be and will be, not can be, just will be, yes, 24/7 happy. Is it possible? Absolutely. You're witnessing it right here. Hello, Edwin has transformed himself. I'd like to share with everybody a wonderful tiny tip that was given to me a number of years ago. And it makes me smile every time I see it, because everybody, I don't care where you are in the world, everybody knows what a stop sign is, right?
That's correct.
That octagonal sign, yes, that is red or orange, and it has these letters on it, STOP. And of course, if you're driving and you come to one of those signs, you do that, you stop. If you don't, that you could get a ticket. It's not nice to do. And you want to share with other people that you stop. Now, here's the great insight. STOP stands for successful transformation opens possibilities.
Wow. Okay. So Barry, slow down, because sometimes we both get excited, and maybe it's a combination of happiness and joy that get us fired up, right? Okay. So I want you to slow down and go over that stop again, because now people are going to look at stop in a different light. Okay. Instead of rushing to green, they might look at stop. So what does that mean again? Say that one more time.
Let's do this again, because again, it was given to me as a gift, and I'm sharing it with the world. So when you see a stop sign, and you'll see them all the time when you're driving, it's going to happen multiple times per day and every single day when you're driving. So think of this when you come to the stop sign now. Smile, first of all. First thing you do is smile. And you think to yourself.
Now, Barry, we said it from the last time, right? We know smiling is laughing quietly, right? Okay.
Right.
So okay, smile. Okay, take it over.
Don't you? Everybody loves it. That's why we get so many comments. And I urge everybody, keep sending us your comments, post on the chat, et cetera, because it's helps everybody in the world. I mean, we're here to touch 1 billion people. That's our goal.
And
we want to touch 1 billion people, because once you get the first billion, bing, the world opens. So stop. Everybody sees a stop sign. Think of this now. Successful transformation opens possibilities.
Wow.
Successful transformation opens possibilities. Yes, it's possible. I can be happier, healthier, yes, wealthier, yes, because it all starts with happiness, and it all begins with the letter A, becoming aware. So when you integrate what Edwin is sharing as a tip, the left side and the right side, and you counter the unhappy with the happy, and you focus on those few things, eventually you get down to just 2 or 3 things, and it will be you. It will be you, not Edwin, not Barry. It'll be you, happy and joyful on a regular basis. And you're going to see stop signs now, and you're going to be laughing inside, and you're going to be sharing with other people. Share is spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy, because that's who you are. So wonderful, Edwin. Let's go with the people, because we have just a few more minutes. Let's go a little bit deeper because everybody loves it when you talk and you smile. And again, if you're watching, you get Edwin's smile, you get me. And if you're not, well, I think you should, but okay, at least you can hear the audio. Let's go just a tiny bit deeper, because again, you interviewed more than 1,000 people about happiness on this list that someone is going to begin to get in. Well, now that they're awake and aware,
Yes.
give us some examples from the interviews that you've done of some of the things that people actually have done to list, let's say, things that make someone unhappy, just 3 or 4, and counter those and say, hey, you don't have to think. If this makes you unhappy, then the opposite will make you happy. So let's give a few examples if you can.
Yes. So one of the things is we cannot live without assumptions. Okay, we all make assumptions, and I think assumption is a very, very part of our existence. Like for example, before this show started, Barry and I made an assumption that when we open our computer, the computer is going to cooperate with us. Okay, that was an assumption, right? And guess what? When we did, it works out. So it's awesome, right? So one of the things that people think is it's like when someone say, "Oh, I am too tired." Okay, so that could be a negative. Like I'm just too tired. How can you be happy when you are tired all the time? Now, what is the opposite of tiredness? Is energized. Okay, so now think about this for a second. Your brain cannot really tell. If you say, "Oh, I'm tired," that is an affirmation. It's just like when people meet me and they say, "How are you?" I say, "I am happy." Now sometimes people say, "Oh, that's just faking it. You can't be happy all the time." Well, I'm telling my brain very clear instruction what I want. And that is, I want to be happy, okay? And so even those times that I'm not happy, my brain goes to say, hey, wait a second. We know this guy wants to be happy, all right? So what do? It does this magic, right? And it does this miracle. So when you say, I am tired, and the opposite of that is, I am energized, you can flip it to, I am energized, and that part of your brain start working to look how to energize you, okay? It's now, again, you're going to be hearing us share some things, and in the back of your head, you're going to say, oh, that's easy for you to say. And yes, it is, because we have practiced it over time. If you take me to a basketball court, and you take somebody like LeBron James to a basketball court, and you ask us to start doing 3 free throws, I'm going to struggle with free throws, and he's not going to struggle with free throws. Not only because he's taller than me and bigger than me, but because he does it all the time. Practice makes improvement. Practice does not make perfect, okay? Forget about perfection. So take that simple concept of I am tired, flip it to the opposite of I am energized. Yes, you're going to struggle with it, but guess what? If you focus on I am energized, you start to seek the things that energize you instead of seek the things that make you tired. So that would be one very simple reason. Or another thing is this, and this is even more bizarre, okay? This is more bizarre. No, so you go about unhappy because you think Paul doesn't like you, or Joanne doesn't like you. Maybe it's your co-worker. In the back of your head, Paul doesn't like you, or Paul, or Joanne doesn't like you. Doesn't matter who. Any of your co-worker, you have come to the conclusion they don't like it. So that makes you unhappy, right? What if you can flip the list and say, Paul loves me? I'm not even saying like you now. I'm going from like to love, okay? Joanne loves me, I know that some of you are going to struggle with this. But guess what? You don't really know too much about Paul unless it's in your space all the time. If you are making an assumption that Paul don't like you or Joanne don't like you, and you can flip it to Paul love me and Joanne love me, your brain is going to be like, whoa, these are the best people. Now, here is where it gets very exciting. You were looking at Paul in a negative way through your negative lenses. Paul doesn't like me. So you look at Paul like a bad person. And you flip that to Paul loves me. Now you're looking at Paul as a wonderful person. Your power to control you can actually influence the action of others. So Barry, I just want to touch on those two because I know you can bless this with your ambassadorship. Okay, as the ambassador of joy, this is where this show works so well, and we can ping pong back and forth. But imagine the level of joy that someone can feel when they have that power to shift, to just flip from somebody hate me to somebody love me, and even though the actual situation haven't changed, but their frame of mind has completely changed. That's powerful.
This is so powerful. It's so wonderful. It's energizing. It's transformational. That we just call the word poet. Powerful, ongoing, energized transformation. Thank you, wonderful Edwin. And I want to add two things, if I may, because they're absolutely important for you. Number one, what Edwin just shared with us is true. He and I are living examples. And not only he and I, but the many, many tens of thousands of people that we interact with and work with through the medium of what we're doing right now. It's true. And here's the best part of it. When you recognize and are aware that you control your mind and your brain, then everything happens. My latest book is called Oh Shift. And in 42 years of working with people, Edwin, 97.2% of the people drop the F in shift and the other stuff happens. So you got to be effing careful with your F's. Shift. When you shift your perspective, just what Edwin said, Paul loves me.
Yeah.
Joanne loves me. Guess what? They do.
They do.
You act in that manner because you control your mind, which controls your emotions. And now you are the conduit of good for Paul and Joanne. When you offer Paul that wonderful piece of Reese's peanut butter candy, just because, wow, you don't say anything, just give it to him. So now you become the giver. And when you're a giver, here's what happens. You understand the following. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Therefore, be kind always. The foundation of joy, which stands for journey of you. Well, we're talking about this podcast is not about Edwin, great guy that he is, not about Barry, wonderful fellow. It's about you, YOU. Joy stands for journey of you. So when you are kind, you are practicing gratitude in the world. Your entire being shifts into the happiness mode, into the joy mode, and things begin to happen for you that are good, healthy, happy, and give you more wealth. I mean, everybody wants that, right? So Be kind always. Kind is a wonderful acronym that stands for keep inspiring noble deeds. Keep inspiring noble deeds. How do you do that? By being the best you, by practicing these wonderful, tiny, incremental, improving tips. I could even say TIT, but I won't. TITS. But tiny, incremental, transformational steps. I won't say it again. But the point is that, yes, everything that you're hearing from Edwin and Barry are things you can do now, and they'll make you happier. You want to be healthier? You'll be healthier. You want to be wealthier? You'll be wealthier. We guarantee it, or your money back. Guaranteed, or your money back. So we only have a couple more minutes, wonderful Edwin. I would like to ask you to just do one thing. Literally, it's only in, you have about a minute and a half for this.
Okay.
Edwin, what is your most fervent desire in the world?
No holds bar. I believe with every cell in my body that every single human being deserves to be happy. And that's my purpose, that's my mission, to help to increase that level of happiness, or at the very least, to help them be aware that they can be happy. That's it. It doesn't matter what kind of situation anybody have gone through in life, they deserve to be happy. And I want to be that sunshine that help them accomplish that.
Woo! And he's doing it. So I want to do a little riff with you because I think you're going to like this a lot. You said with every cell in your body. First of all, I love Edwin. He's so expressive. He's so capable of sharing with us. Remember, spreading happiness, rejuvenating energy. Talking about being tired, energized. You are a sharer in the world. So I looked up the other day. I was wondering to myself, how many cells in the human body? So buckle up. You ready for this?
Ready for it.
I did the search. How many cells in the human body? 100 trillion cells.
Wow.
That's more, if you think about money, that's more money than all the countries combined in GDP for the years. So every human being has 100 trillion cells. And Edwin says that his most fervent desire, my most fervent desire with him, is to energize those 100 trillion cells in your body. And it all starts with that letter A, awareness.
Yes.
When you are aware that you have the ability, the other A word, to alter, another A word, and transform, that's the T word, just by thinking. What you think about makes all the difference in the world. So I'm just going to stun everybody with one more piece, wonderful Edwin. So I was fascinated. 100 trillion cells in every human body, 8+ billion people on the planet. I mean, God did a great job, right?
Awesome job.
I was thinking
job.
about this, and I did another search just a minute later. I said, how many stars can we now see? When all the probes going out there, how many stars can we actually see? Because there's just so many, right?
Right.
Put it in there, bing, bing, bing. You know what the answer came up?
No, tell everybody.
100 trillion stars.
Wow.
And every single star is at least the size of the Earth, if not bigger. So when you think about who you are as a being, every single cell in you, you're 100 trillion cells. You're 100 trillion stars. You are so powerful, so capable, so purposeful and positive. And when you're pleasant and you do what Edwin is suggesting, what I'm urging you to do as well, guess what happens? You now become that conduit of goodness, the cog, that child of God. And just want to urge everybody to share this with 5 people. That's all. Share this podcast with 5 people, because we know right now that we have over 100,000 people who are tuning in, listening and such. So share with 5, so we'll touch 500,000 people. And God willing, our hope is that within the next few months, we'll have 200,000+ people listening regularly. Share with 5 will be over 1 million, because we want to touch 1 billion people. So again, just to put together in a nice package for everybody, today we talked about the big A, awareness. Become an aware whole. Somebody asks you and say, Barry, what do I say? I'm an A-hole. What? I'm an awareness whole. Whole stands for helping others live exuberantly.
Wow.
Helping others live exuberantly. That's what we're all about. Be an a-hole. Make that list. What makes you unhappy? And see what makes you happy. Just the opposite. And use your mind to do that. When you see a stop sign now, what do? You can laugh internally, right? You can laugh out loud.
Out loud, yes.
But when you see that stop sign now, you're going to say, what did Barry say? What did Edwin say? Successful transformation opens possibilities. So we're going to do what we do regularly. We're going to give you a hug and then a blessing. And the hug stands for heartfelt, unlimited giving. On the count of 3, wonderful Edwin. 1, 2, 3. our blessing to everybody is go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference. Bye, everybody. Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Remember, you're good-looking, so always looking for and finding the good. And here you found the goodest good possible, the greatest show about happiness, joy on the internet. Finding happiness and joy with Edwin and Barry. There is no greater show on earth. Welcome. Get ready. Buckle up, because you're about to find happiness and joy.